and the omega, between the foundation stone and the capstone. Hello? There was a rough patch. Because what God guarantees here is Alpha and Omega. This is why your discipleship is very important. How bumpy your road becomes on your way to Omega many times will depend on your pliability to the administration of the governing spirit that supervises your journey. Are you here? Hey, some of you will arrive heaven. Huh? Some of you will arrive heaven, or you will arrive. But that's all we'll be able to say. That you arrived. Are you there? Some other persons, they will come gallant. We can guarantee, because Jesus guarantees, that if there is a capstone, it's because there's a cornerstone. There's a foundation stone. I finish what I start. But you see, your compliance in the journey is going to determine how that journey actually pans out. Satan may not be able to circumvent the final outcomes, but many things can be fluid in between. And compliance. What do I mean by compliance? I'm just simply saying, be a good student of destiny, of your own destiny. Follow the instructions of God. Be obedient. Be malleable in the hands of the Lord. Don't take 4 years to learn a lesson God intended for you to learn in 4 months. Are you there? Yes. Otherwise, the rough road that you will go through before you hit that omega, many of it will be needless. You know, the songwriter says, oh, what peace we often forfeit, what needless pain we bear, all because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. There is such a thing as needless pain. Needless pain. You can be a Christian in jail. I hope you know. You can die in jail and go to heaven. But if you didn't need to be in jail in the first place, you shouldn't be there. Peter said, if anyone suffers, let him not suffer as an evildoer. If you're a Christian and you misbehave, and the law catches up with you, and then you end up in prison, and you confess your sin, will Jesus forgive you? Yes. If you die, will you go to heaven? Yes. But did you need to have gone to jail? No. Because when you were going to commit that sin, the Spirit of God in you that is jealous like this, it protested. But you were not malleable. You were not pliable. You will not follow the currency, the current of the leading of that Spirit. And you say, I've done it before. Nothing happened. I can do it again. Or, great mercies is found with thee. God will show you mercy in prison. When they catch you and then you are sent to jail, I'm giving a very stark example. You will still end up in heaven eventually if you confess your sins and all of that. I'm saying God guarantees Alpha. He is Alpha and Omega. And He has given you the privilege of functionality so you can count between that Alpha and Omega, because on the final day, in the final analysis, everybody will be blessed by God, or everybody will be rewarded by God according to their own work. He says, verily, lo, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, and I will give unto everyone according to his work. So if God puts your life in a tight jacket and everything is strictly ordered such that you have no volition, are you there? There will be no work that they can reward you on. The reason you get a reward is because for everything you did, you could have chosen not to do. So it is because of the exercise of your volition in order to do it. That's why it deserves that recognition. It's like nobody is giving you a prize because your heart beats. You are helpless about it. Are you there? You can't say, God, it's been 24 hours now. I've not stopped it. You can't stop your heart from beating. And so it's not meritorious. It cannot be recorded to you in any form. Hear me. Because grace, yes. But what of between the first grace and the second one? Between the foundation grace and the capstone grace. Your journey can be smoother than it is right now, if you bring a higher degree of consecration and dependence and obedience and pliability in the hand of God. Because here he leads you and you have the responsibility to follow. And when you choose not to follow, sometimes you can go your own way. You can do your own thing and come back and confess and go your own way and do your own thing and come back. And some of us have been in that inconsistency journey. The reason why you have not fallen off completely is because God has guaranteed your end. And I can tell you, hello. You know, I told you yesterday that this Alpha and Omega, author and finisher, hello. God is not using you to practice it. On his own part, he has finished his own. It's your own experience that is left now to say, God will start for you because he already started it. And then God can finish it for you because he already finished it. So what is happening is God is walking you through so you can have the experience of what he already did. It's not as you are going through that God is doing it. God already did it. Jesus authored our faith and he finished it on the cross and he has gone to heaven. Now when you become born again, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, if I may be made conformable unto his death. Everything you are experiencing now is available to be experienced because it is already done. Are you there? So even if you sign out of the experience, it is already done. If you backslide completely and you say, Jesus, I'm not doing again, and you end up in hell, it does not mean that Jesus is Alpha but he couldn't be Omega. No, it is you that did not experience Omega. Are you there? Brother, did you hear what I said? If you turned your back on Jesus and say it was good while it lasted, but you know, not anymore, and then you turned your back and you don't experience Omega, it's not because Jesus is not Alpha and Omega. He is. It was you that missed out on the experience. In your own subjective case, you missed out on the experience of the Omega, because he is the author, he's the finisher, and he was all that before you came along. The privilege he gives you is to come alongside and experience what he has already accomplished. Are you there? The Bible says that Jesus Christ, he has secured eternal salvation. He has redeemed us. He has obtained redemption for us. He has obtained it. So you are not trying to work out salvation from the scratch, as it were. You are working out what Jesus Christ has achieved, so it exists. You are now only called to put it on display, and you do that by complying with the governing entity that supervises your pilgrimage. What do I mean? I just simply mean be led by the Spirit. Do you understand that? In simple English, whatever he tells you to do, do it. And the reason is so that in the end, when we look at the specimen, this thing that God is working out, the shout will be grace, 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 grace. That every semester, when you go back home from school, your parents will be shouting grace afresh, as if they didn't shout it last semester when you came home, because the building blocks are progressively emerging. And it's like, wow, I knew something was going on, but I didn't know it was this brilliant. When you come back again next time, it's like, I knew something was going on, but I couldn't believe that it could be this brilliant. And some of you were the ones that your parents feared for the most. But now you are Zerubbabel. Say, of all my children, some of you are even aware. You even know that you are the one that your parents feared for the most. Hoping that somehow, at least they will not receive a bad call one day from school. To say, this is it. People say they fell pregnant. To say you fell. That's the English we are learning every day now, right? It's you. They are scared that someday they will not receive a call. That they caught you. We caught boys. It's you. But look at what Jesus is doing. Can you see what Jesus is doing? This same you, rejected indeed by the builders, God is making the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our sight. Grace, grace. That your life will be an advertisement for the grace of God. That is a kind of shout that this land will need to shout, and they will continue to shout in the days to come, because an army emerges that embodies grace, that advertises grace. An army emerges that they move with grace. I wish I had time to talk to you about this gracefulness. There's a gracefulness. It's a favor. It's something that makes you quite irresistible in a positive and good kind of way. And at the same time, it makes you a bit almost numinous. Are you there? People like you, but they can't try you. You look like a very wonderful person, but nobody can flirt with you. You don't look hostile, but you look hallowed. There is just something around you that it feels like, no, people are afraid, even though they like you. There are boundaries. There is grace. Is grace. Is grace. He dwelt amongst us, and we beheld his glory. Glorious of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace. Kai, I already feel the dew again. His grace, His grace, His grace, His grace that shapes your life, that it gives you an aura of royalty. Are you there? You are not the kind of young lady that young men say and they say, no, there is something dignified about you. There is something that people cannot touch, but they cannot miss about you. There is something that cannot be described, but it can be felt about you. There is something around you, whether you have a makeup on or you don't have a makeup on. It is there because it is called glory. It is called glory, and glory is the effulgence of grace. Like onlookers, when they saw that block being put on top of it, people just started shouting, grace, grace, grace. And you're walking down the road and people don't know, wow, that even though they are stubborn, they cannot understand why they lose that ability whenever it has to do with you. It is called grace. Untouchable, untouchable, undefilable. You wear grace like a garment. Grace. 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 When people looked at Jesus in Luke chapter 4, they marveled at the graciousness, his graciousness. There is something called being gracious, and that's how you are living here. It's a garment of God's favor, it's a garment of God's goodwill, it's a garment of God's mercy. Grace.